Morning, well, it's Hippy Trev here. Well, another beautiful day up here in paradise. So anyway, it's another couple of days later and I've got a little bit more done. Yesterday was a very slow day, just putting the front end together of this model and underneath pieces. So let's have a look where we're at. Right, so this is where we're at. So motor's in. Yesterday was just a lot of putting like the front end together, steering, everything. A lot of time just literally gluing parts on and letting them sit and stay, getting all the rear end put together. That's all done. And so yeah, it was just a long time. Like I'd glue a piece on, like even like these where the wheels go on, had to just glue them on and leave it. If you try and just do too much, the parts just end up falling off. So anyway, got the motor in and everything, front part of it in. The sad part is when I actually start putting this together, there's a cover that goes over this part, so that whole part of the motor will just literally disappear. And what I didn't notice with this model, also with this model being a van, the bonnet doesn't open. Now, I'm not showing you the van that I've done in the paint scheme just yet, because I'm saving that to when I put it together, just to surprise you. Paint come out okay. We all know my paint jobs. So yeah, I didn't realise till later that once I put it all together, you won't be able to see the motor or anything inside. And then just picking through the parts, getting them ready for some of the paint, I came across a bonnet. Now, what I didn't realise was, what I could have done was literally cut this part of the bonnet out and had a lifting bonnet, but now it's all been painted and stuff, it's just a little bit too late. Now, the other thing with this model is you get an option of having these drag pipes or uprising pipes, or you can have these like side pipes like this. You can have them put on, but the funny thing is with this model, they only give you a stock exhaust. They only give you a stock exhaust system. So when the van's all on the top and you got your side pipes coming out underneath, you'll turn it upside down and basically they'll just be a dummy and not really going anywhere. But it's a model, so it doesn't really matter. Next, Frank. Mate, don't be sorry for the model you sent me. Anyone who's a regular model builder, AMTs, it's sort of a little bit of an inside joke, especially like their destruction sheets. All right, especially when it comes to their destruction sheets. And I can tell you, a lot of yesterday putting this together was reading, their pictures aren't very good, their placements and so forth. So I spent a lot of time just studying this, just where do these parts actually go? And the order's okay, but it's like, where do these parts actually go? So a lot of time was, like I said, gluing my parts on and then just reading this and trying to fit things. And yeah, Frank, mate, I love the model and I love the other ones you sent me. But AMT, it's a bit of a joke. It's a bit like MPC, is it? I think it's MPC. I think some of their kits are just horrendous and their destruction sheet can be even worse than AMT. So, mate, yeah, please don't be sorry you sent me this model. I'm absolutely loving it. It's going together really, really well. Like I said, the destruction sheet, there's something to, yeah, the destruction sheet, they are what they are, they're AMT. But you know what, it's a challenge to build these models. Now, these are fairly late model kits. And I did say the other day, like, the quality's not where it used to be, but this one is actually quite a good kit. So yeah, mate, absolutely loving it. So yeah, please don't, mate, yeah, like I said, please don't be sorry. I'm just so grateful. And hey, I'm sitting here building it and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've got a really good fancy paint scheme and I just hope I can get the decals on without too much trouble. And speaking of decals, I'm about to do the dash. And in there is this tiny little decal there. And there's another tiny little decal there. They're my dash decals, so to get them on, I'll be doing them under the magnifying glass, because to get them into proper position, there's just no hope of me doing it with my eyesight. So yeah, anyway, that's for that. Now, I want to come across anyone who saw me try and do a live feed the other day. Oh my God, what a disaster. What I was trying to do, because I've got that competition running still, and thank you for the emails I've received so far. I can honestly say I can honestly say there hasn't been a massive influx of people wanting to be in this competition, so it's going to be a very small draw. Thanks for your emails, thanks for your little comments and that you've made. I'm going to do a proper draw, like literally throw the papers in the box. I'm not going to make a decision on who's got the best comment or who's got the best story. It's just going to be an open competition where your name's on a piece of paper and I'll pull them out of the box. Now, back to the competition. Also, some of you might have realised when I mentioned my email address to send to that I left out one of the numbers, so a few people might have been trying to send me an email and wondering why the email doesn't work. So what the email I wrote down is the correct email, but the email I said was a 6 short, so it literally is. So the email you need to send to get into this competition, and I'll explain the competition in a minute, is hippy_trev6666@live.com.au. I wrote it down there before. That is the correct email address. Now the competition. What is the competition? The fact that I've actually been sent models and given stuff, I thought it was about time. Maybe I should give something back. So basically what the competition is, I've been given so much wonderful stuff from my subscribers. It just blows me away. So, and I've got a backlog of models, as people know. I've still got the 6 to build that have been sent to me before I even get into the box of mine that I bought a bulk buy of. So what I decided to do is give something back. So I've come up with this competition. Thanks, Red, for the idea. Someone who's never been into models before, never built a model before, thought maybe they'd like to, but couldn't work out how to pick one out or didn't know what they were doing. So I've got this competition running now. It's not for people who already know how to build models. You guys know how to build this stuff. So this is more for a competition, and you have to be a scriber. Fair, it's only fair that you have to be a scriber. So what you have to do is leave a comment below, and also send me an email with your YouTube name or the name you want read out live if you're pulled from the draw, and you have a chance of winning 1 or 2 models, one being a Revell Fast and the Furious model, and the other one being an AMT 1955 Chevy with a brand new glue and straw. So anyway, all you have to do is basically send me an email with the name you'd like to be read out if you pull from draw. I'm just going to write everything on a piece of paper, drop it in a box, and then do a draw. Now, getting back to that live feed I tried to do the other day, there was no sound. A few people dropped online. I couldn't even keep up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have an effing clue. I haven't announced a draw date for this competition yet. I would like to try and get this live feed sorted out and working so I can actually do an online live draw, so it's not staged or anything. Not that I'd be into staging anything anyway. I hold no favours. So during the course of the next week or so, I'm going to try and probably be like late at night, like when no one's around, so if I mess it up, it won't be so obvious. And hopefully I deleted that last video. I just got online there. I had no sound. No one could hear what I was saying. People were getting online. I wasn't keeping up the comments. One guy just said, look, I'm out of here in 30 seconds if you don't clean this act up. Well, I couldn't clean it up, mate, and I was with you. I was out as well. So please, bear with me. Those who actually do catch me on a live feed to help me get through and try and get this sorted. I panicked the other night. I just sort of thought, what if I can make this live feed work? So I actually panicked the other night, and within about 4 or 5 minutes, I've got to get out of here. I can't make this work. So, but coming up in the near future, I'm going to have a go at going live online, doing a live stream, and see if I can get my sound and everything working. So when it comes to the day to actually do the draw, I can actually do it live. So right now, well, I need to get back and put a little bit more of this together. It is going together really well, especially for an AMT model. Like I said, the destruction sheet, yeah, it takes a bit of sorting out, but I've built enough of these kits now. I just know to take my time. And same with everything else. Just like yesterday, as I said, a lot of small little fiddly parts in here yesterday that I just had to literally just glue in place and then just walk away. And I had to leave them for like an hour or two. You try and come back half an hour or an hour later, and you start sort of doing other things, and the parts that you glued on that weren't quite secure start falling off, and then your paint start running it everywhere from the mess of the glue. It's just a nightmare. So patience is what building models are all about, and if you haven't got patience, then yeah, they end up in the bin. So anyway, well, that's where we're at. So this is part 2. So like I said, just wanted to give you a quick catch up on where I am at the model. Quick catch up on what happened with the live feed the other day that I completely mucked up. I'm going to have another go again. Mate, Frank, thank you very much. I do love the model. So yes, it's just I think it's what an insider joke that us model builders talk about when we get to AMTs and NPCs and Dex over in WA. You know all about that, don't you, mate? And Dex actually sent me a massive big AMT truck that carries my drag truck on, but I don't want to get into that kit till I've got a couple more of these smaller kits out of the way and got my brain back in the game, because after running around like a mad thing up on the bus for nearly 2 months and working on the boat and everything was just full on hectic. It's a real different mindset to just sit down, put a few things on, walk away and come back, and like I said, that's just model building. So rightio, well, I'm going to get back to it, put a little bit more of this model together. Next vid should be of the model literally completed and done, which will end up being just a very short vid, obviously, just to show how the outcome was. But like I said, I just want to get this out today. Haven't announced the date competition yet, but that'll be coming up shortly. I won't be running it for too long. I don't expect that many entries anyway. So rightio, world, stay safe, and I'll catch you later. Bye.